of Silekun Inc. I'm about to perform my first turning of the compost that I have in my backyard. It's been about 2 weeks since I checked the temperature of the compost, and it had rose up to 135 degrees, which is great. Good active state for the microorganisms to begin the process of breaking down the compostable materials. And what I'm looking is that it did start dropping, but I want it a little bit under 105 degrees, like 100 or below. And I want that because when it's under 100, you won't burn yourself. So we can turn the pile now. And so these are some of the food scraps, kitchen scraps, like eggshells and onions and celery pieces and zucchini pieces, and there's some old coffee filters and coffee grounds and some cooked vegetables. And this is a melon that I'm cutting up. It's an old melon. It's about 3 months old, and nobody wanted to eat it, so just put it in the basin there. We're gonna throw it into the compost. So the center bin is where all the compost is going on. We're going to move that to the bin to the right, and we're going to use that garden fork. The garden fork is a little bit better than a pitchfork because it aerates a little bit better. So we're going to move, the compost from the middle bin into the right. And so these are the slats, and we're just removing the slats so we can get at the compost a little bit. They're a little stuck, but that's because of the rain, I believe. You can see some of the material went down because it was almost to the top. So now we're going to move that from the middle to the other bin, and I'm taking out all the slats on the other bin as well. Just leave one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the edge, the outer parts of the compost, and we're going to move it to the center, and we're going to move the center to the outside. We're going to move the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, which is going to turn everything. And I don't know if you could see this steam coming off here. Let's see if we can get a little close-up shot here. Now that's not dust. That's steam from the 100-degree compost hitting the 45-degree air, because this is about 45 degrees here in Atlanta. And like I said, we're going to take this is like the center of the compost, and we're going to put that on the outside. The outer edges of the new compost bin, or the new pile. Yeah, you can see that steam. Yeah, it was cooking. So let's just move forward. Fast forward to where we were about halfway through. Because I know you don't want to see me digging all day. And it takes a little effort, Well, it takes a lot of effort. The way that I compost it takes a lot of moving compost from one area to another. It's tough work. It's not easy. So now we're down to the last slat. So, and I'm telling you, I'm a little tired. So taking a little bit of a break here. And now let's get back at it. And we're almost done. We're down to the bottom. And I'm gonna scrape up the last little bit with that little garden tool there. And we're gonna move all of that onto the tarp, and then transfer it over here to this bin here. And you can see how dark everything is getting. So So we got it all moved over. And yeah, everything is, we scraped it all up. Pretty much all of it. It's still a little bit down there, but you know, pretty much most of it. And it's all over here. And this is composting very nicely so far. Now the temperature should be down to about 90 degrees probably about now, maybe even a little lower. But what I want to do is come back in a couple weeks. I mean, a couple days actually. A few hours, 36 hours. It takes 24 to 48 hours for it to start heating up again. And let's see what it's doing. And you can see how fast that needle's moving. It's moving much faster than it was moving earlier, a couple of days ago. And see, in the orange, it's from 100 degrees to 130. You might not be able to see that, so I'm not getting that clear. And then in the red, it's like 130 to 160, and that's hot. That's where we want it, in the red. So it's just barely getting in the red, but that's good enough. As always, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.